I met Dylan when I wasn't looking for love. We were both fresh out of college, navigating the chaos of early adulthood, and met at a mutual friend's backyard barbecue. He had the kind of smile that made you forget everything else. Confident but not cocky, attentive but not overbearing. He offered to make me a plate of food because I was stuck in a deep conversation about corporate burnout with some girl I just met. When he returned with a burger and exactly 3 pickles on the side, just like you said you like, he smiled. I was already half gone. That night, he walked me to my car and asked if he could take me out. The rest fell into place like a rom-com montage. Beach picnics, spontaneous weekend road trips, inside jokes that felt like our own secret language. The little things, like how he'd always warm my coffee mug before pouring the brew or text me home safe before I even reached my door, made me believe I had finally found someone who cherished me. And I did what I always do when I fall for someone. I gave him everything. I opened my world to him, my fears, my dreams, my vulnerabilities. I trusted Dylan not just with my heart, but with my whole self. I should have seen it sooner. But love has a way of blurring the obvious. It started with something small. We were cuddled up watching a Netflix documentary one night, and his phone, face down, lit up on the coffee table. A snap. I didn't think much of it until he stiffened slightly, then casually reached for it, turning it over and putting it in his pocket. Who was that? I asked, not accusatory, just curious. Oh, just Jack, he said smoothly. He sent me dumb memes all the time. That could have been true, but something in the way he said it, quick, clipped, rehearsed, made my stomach tighten for a split second. I pushed the feeling away. I was being paranoid, right? But once the seed is planted, it's hard to ignore what grows. Over the next few weeks, it kept happening. Always at night. Always when we were together. And always with that same tension in his shoulders when the screen lit up. I noticed he had turned off notification previews. He also started keeping his phone on silent. Something he never used to do. And the disappearing messages? That was new. Suspicion turns into evidence. I'm not proud of what I did next, but I need to be honest. One night, he fell asleep on the couch while we were watching reruns of The Office. His phone buzzed, and I saw the Snapchat icon again, this time from someone named Jenna Fired. My heart pounded as I stared at it. I'd never heard him mention a Jenna. I knew his passcode. He once told me it, because I had nothing to hide. So with shaking fingers, I opened his phone. There were no saved chats. Of course not. That's what Snapchat is good for. But in his recent activity, her name popped up again, and again, and again. I tapped on her Bitmoji and stared at the heart emoji next to her name, that symbol that Snapchat only gives to people you snap the most. He had the audacity to have her as his best friend on the app while he was sleeping in my arms. That's when I took a screenshot, and then another and another of the timestamps, the heart emoji, the streak. I didn't want to believe it. I told myself it could be innocent. Maybe it was just a friend. But the more I looked, the more cracks I saw. I confronted him 2 nights later. We were at my place, and I'd made dinner, pasta, his favorite. We were halfway through when I pulled out my phone and slid it across the table. The screenshot stared up at him like ghosts of a truth he couldn't escape. He looked at them, then looked at me. Silence. Are you going to explain? I asked, my voice calm, colder than I expected it to be. He shifted in his seat, rubbing the back of his neck. It's not what it looks like. I almost laughed. The cliché of it was insulting. Oh, really? Because it looks like you've been snapping some girl named Jenna every night for the past 2 months. It looks like she's your top snap. It looks like you talk to her more than you talk to me. He hesitated. And then, just like that, the truth started to seep out. He admitted they'd been talking, that it started as flirting, that it escalated, that, yes, there were photos. Not nudes, just teasing, he said, as if that made it better. That, yes, he deleted the conversations. That, no, they hadn't met in person, not yet. That she knew he had a girlfriend. But things were complicated. He looked at me with teary eyes like he wanted me to feel sorry for him. I didn't mean for it to go this far, he said. But it had. It had gone exactly as far as he allowed it to. I wish I could say I screamed, that I threw a glass against the wall, or packed his things in a rage. But I didn't. I just sat there, stunned, like someone had pulled the ground out from under me. My chest felt hollow, numb. I trusted you, I whispered, and that was the deepest truth. I had trusted him completely, with my love, my loyalty, my belief in what we were, and he had taken that and trampled it under the weight of impulsive temptation and digital flirtation. He tried to apologize. He texted me long paragraphs in the days that followed. He sent flowers. He begged to meet and talk. But I was done. I blocked Jenna. I blocked him. I deleted the screenshots, not to forget, but to move on. And then I did something harder than staying angry. I grieved. I grieved the relationship I thought I had, the man I thought I knew. I cried for the version of myself who had believed in something that didn't exist anymore. It's been 8 months since it all ended. I still have moments when I remember the way he used to look at me, like I was his whole world. But I've learned that how someone looks at you isn't always who they are. Sometimes love is a performance, a well-rehearsed illusion. What matters now is what I see when I look at myself. And that's someone who survived it. Someone who trusted deeply, loved sincerely, and still had the strength to walk away when that trust was broken. I will never apologize for loving fully, but I've learned to love wisely. And next time, I won't ignore the flickers in the dark, because sometimes they're the only warning you'll get before the whole truth burns through.